Okay, so today we have X-Ray Spex, Germ-Free Adolescence, live TV, 1978. Now, whether this is actually live or track playback or whatever, we'll see. But anyway, it's been a while since I last reacted to X-Ray Spex. They've been requested again, and Germ-Free Adolescence is one of the songs that has been requested. I didn't know which one to go with, but this whole album that this song is off of, and that the song is named after, seemed to be good. So we're gonna get into this, talk about it after. Seems like it can't go wrong. Here we go. I'm sweating. Guitar. Okay, so there it is, X-Ray Spex, Germ-Free Adolescence. So like I said off the top, I've only reacted to Oh Bondage, Up Yours. And from what I remember, Polystyrene sounded a lot more yelly, can I say that word, in that song than here. And I like that about this song, even though I love the sound of that other song, my goodness gracious. This one here, I like how it's kind of dialed back. I like how it's kind of lackadaisical in a way. It's a little bit kind of, what's the word, laid back, I guess, in another way to say it. It's relaxing a little bit. And I love how there's still those elements of punk, reggae. I mean, again, and I've said it a few times, this isn't even only about X-Ray Spex, but through different bands I've listened to and through a lot of bands that people, out there who are watching this right now have suggested, like, again, X-Ray Spex. The only punk band I really knew that did punk and reggae was like The Clash, because again, I wasn't that much into it all. And so yeah, I've just loved how I've come to react to so many different bands now who have put together punk and reggae. And yeah, anyway, so, and I did see some people in the comments here kind of arguing over whether this is punk or not, but I mean, I would say that Polystyrene especially especially is punk. I mean, especially with her attitude. I mean, with her voice, with her style. I mean, yeah, I would say she's punk. Anyway, I just saw that in the comments and I was like, hold the phone. Anyway, but yeah, punk, reggae, a little bit of new wave in there too. And just from the video too, that's what really gave me the kind of psychedelic feel that I want to say now. Just with how it starts off with the two circles, whatever, almost maybe like eyes, I don't know. But then that kind of gave me the psychedelic feel, like I was watching a performance from the 60s or something like that. But I know this is only 78, so we're not that far removed from the late 60s in the psychedelic era. But for some reason, I did get kind of a psychedelic feel. And I don't know why, but that's kind of the vibe that the song gave off. And just to say, too, it was a chill vibe, as the kids say today, too. That's the whole kind of point I guess I'm trying to get across. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say, I guess, lo-fi, but at the same point, because Polly's voice is so stunning and is so powerful, and her voice just sounds tough. Like, I don't know how else to say it. She has a tough kind of sounding voice, even though, again, here she's like 20 or 21, I want to say. And I believe she had braces, and I mean, yeah, my God. So it's funny to say that, I feel like, but yeah, her voice is so powerful. Her voice just cuts through you. She has a thick voice and a thick accent too, especially to me, a Canadian. So it points it into what she was saying all the way. But I loved it a lot. I love her, again, her accent and how she's unapologetically herself. And yeah, I believe I was going to a point there. But yeah, anyway, I just love the vibe that everything gave off here. I thought like there was a synth or a keyboard or something like that. And I was thinking, is it the saxophone I'm hearing? But just from the get-go, and I read some of the comments after reading people arguing whether the band's punk or not. I saw some people talking about how the guitar, it's actually from the intro, is a guitar, and with an effect of some kind, I guess you would say. Because yeah, again, I thought it sounded like a synth to me. I mean, it's 1978, synths were coming in, especially new wave and all that. But again, I believe a guitar through a tremolo. Again, I'm not that advanced into all this music terminology. I apologize, even though I do reactions. But anyway, I guess it was the guitar intro, and obviously that kind of set the tone. They were kind of again, a little bit of a waltz of some kind. I mean, that it created, and almost a futuristic sound in a way too. And again, that's the kind of sound I always get whenever there's a song that's kind of around the genre of new wave. And I guess that's, again, new wave has a lot of kind of futuristic tones to it, I would say, and that guitar really did from the intro on and on. And then again, the saxophone in there. I like how I want to say there's a sax on at least every track on this album. Again, I feel like that's not always the case for a lot of bands, that they always have a sax on a song, especially a punk song, you might say, or of some kind. But I like how X-Ray Spex, they do, and it works very well here. The pumps of the sax at different points really worked well with, I thought, with Polly's voice. I mean, I loved how they were kind of going back and forth, and how at one point, especially when I was watching her sing her heart out, and as the sax was behind her, and again, they were playing off each other very well. A bit of the moodiness there too just really worked well together. And yeah, so I really enjoyed the sax and her most of the time anyway. And like I said, though, it's pretty laid back, pretty dialed back, and maybe I don't know, again, this is only my second reaction to the band, and I apologize if you can hear my dad's leaving. Holy moly. Anyway, his truck's loud as hell. Anyway, but yeah, it just surprised me. But yeah, I just really enjoyed how the band was behind her. And again, like I'm trying to say the whole way through, it's just an underrated kind of sound, and a sound you can just vibe out to, as the kids say. You can, I don't know what the hell you want to do, smoke to. I don't smoke myself, but that's just the vibe they're giving off here. And Polly's just, singing her best, and with her thickness and all that stuff. And I just loved it a lot. So anyway, if that makes any sense. Again, even looking at the drummer's face and just the way he's kind of playing, I don't know, just with no care in the world, it just looks so effortlessly. Everything is just falling into place, even though, again, the guitar work is immaculate from the get-go, and probably innovative at its time, too. So, but to me, it just seemed so laid back, and I'm sure it wasn't, though, to actually play. But but anyway, the distorted guitar, especially, I guess you could describe it as too, and those distinctive polystyrene vocals you can't get away from. Now, I want to talk about the meaning of the song too, because this is a big part too. I mean, obviously, it seems like we're talking about cleanliness, would you believe it? And we're talking about consumerism at the same time, because it seems like, okay, so this boy and this girl in this song, it seems like a match made in heaven. Because when I first heard it, and again, listening to Polly, looking at the lyrics at the same time to get everything, I was thinking, okay, so this is just, I've never really heard a song about this kind of a thing, about Listerine and brushing your teeth 10 times a day, which seems like, an OCD thing. And again, back in 78 here when this was written, we didn't know, I think, about a lot of the, a lot of mental illnesses or mental health things as we do today. So anyway, so just OCD and all this stuff comes to mind. But I just love how we're talking about that. And I thought, okay, so it's just two clean freaks put together. But then it seems like we're also, like I was going to say, talking about consumerism, talking about conforming to society or something like that. And maybe some themes of, some hints anyway, of like feminism at a point too, and I'd expect nothing less from Polly, and and just talking about, I guess, how that comes into play too. So let's get into these, and I'll talk more about that, I guess. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I know you're antiseptic. My goodness gracious. Your deodorant smells nice. I can't frickin' duck. I'd like to get to know you. You're deep frozen like the ice. So again, I'd like to get to know you because now you're like me. You like cleanliness. You like to be germ free. We're germ free adolescents, and again, that seems to be maybe a jab at other people, at maybe the adults around these germ-free adolescents. We want these kids to be germ-free, whoever that is saying that. But again, it's just, there is a little bit of that consumerism there, and a little bit of hints at calling to authority or whatever the hell, or not following authority or whatever. But these people in the song seem to be doing that. Anyway, again, I know you're antiseptic, but you still use deodorant, even though deodorant has many different chemicals that may harm you. But we take that risk because we want to be clean under the armpits and all that. So that comes to mind too. He's a germ-free adolescent. Cleanliness is her obsession. They're a match made in heaven. Holy moly. Cleans her teeth 10 times a day. That's a lot of times. I think my dentist told me it doesn't matter how many times you clean your teeth a day, once or twice, I believe. I guess twice is good enough, actually. Maybe once after every meal or whatever the hell it is, but 10 times a day, that's, overdoing it. That's ridiculous. And even the way that points, Polly's voice cracks, it seems like the narrator or just Polly herself knows it's ridiculous. And so it works there. Scrub away, scrub away, scrub away. And I love how she raises her voice, holds on to her notes. It's beautiful. The SR way. And there was an annotation here on Genius.com about the SR way, and I guess that talks about an old ad, I guess, about the SR way to brush your teeth, or I guess it was some kind of a program or whatever it was, but yeah, an old advertisement of some kind, the SR way to brush your teeth. Then we have the second verse. You may get to touch her. You may get to touch her if your gloves are sterilized. Again, she's a clean freak, and you got to use gloves. She's, you're lucky to even be in the same bed as her at this point. Rinse your mouth with Listerine. And again, the naming of these brands, Listerine, mouthwash. She could just say that, but she says Listerine because, again, I feel like we're talking about consumerism here. Blow disinfectant in her eyes. Again, I mean, I don't know about that, but it seems like she might be into that because, again, she's very clean. She's a germ-free adolescent like him. My God. He's a germ-free adolescent. Cleanliness is her obsession. Cleans her teeth 10 times a day. Scrub away, scrub away, scrub away. They ask our way. And then we have the third verse. Her phobia is infection. She needs one to survive. It's her built-in protection. Without fear, she'd give up and die. Now, again, her phobia is infection. So, again, she's this cleanliness. She's this clean, and she's tries to be germ-free all the time. She has obviously some kind of OCD problem. I guess you would say nowadays you would say that much. And she should probably see somebody, my goodness gracious. But yeah, she needs one to survive though. So she doesn't want an actual infection. So it seems like she's taken her love for this boy or whatever, or just anyway, some kind of love in a way as the infection because she needs this to survive. Anyway, she needs something to live for. So maybe she's going after this kid, this other boy, and or even at the same point, we're just talking about she needs to be all about cleanliness because she needs that to live as well. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but at the same point, even though she hates infection, she needs one to survive. So she's filling that hole with something else, with, again, the cleanliness, with this boy, trying to be germ-free so much like he is as well. Anyway, then we have the chorus again. He's a germ-free adolescent. Cleanliness is her obsession. Cleans her teeth 10 times a day. Goes on and on. And then the chorus. He's a germ-free adolescent. He's a germ-free adolescent. Cleanliness is her obsession. It's just a match made in heaven. My goodness gracious. They're just so perfect together. Hopefully that all comes across like I know what I'm talking about here. Again, just to say, obviously these two people seem to be clean freaks, at least in the song there. And again, it's just a song, so it's made up by, I don't know who wrote it. The lyrics themselves maybe was Polly. But obviously it seems like a very, you want to talk about a powerful voice, a powerful commentary on, you know, kids and about growing up and going through puberty and trying to not lose who you are, and to not lose, you know, to consumerism or whatever, or to lose to your parents and do what they want you to do. You know, making plans for Nigel comes to mind by XTC. But yeah, and just being yourself, and you know, testing the status quo, or, you know, going your own way, making your own path, whether it's the path people want to do or not. Whether, you know, if it's what you want to do, then do it. You know, that kind of a thing. You do it. My God. Anyway. So, yeah, and just talking about, yeah, society in those ways, and using some humor at the same time. Because, again, when she talks about brushing your teeth 10 times a day, that's pretty ridiculous. That's kind of funny. And even though with the song, it seems like, you know, these two people love each other because, oh my God, they're so cleanly and they got to use gloves. Obviously, it's quite the commentary. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. I forgot how hot it gets in my room during the summertime. So that's one reason why I love the fall and the winter time. But anyway, I'm sweating like a pig here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and all that stuff. And I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys again soon.